All right, hello all. I'm Jason Burgos, and I'm here with a very popular and skilled Nick Newell, who makes his return to action after a long hiatus at CES 56 on May 31st. Nick, thank you for giving me some time to talk tonight. I really appreciate
Thank you for interviewing me in anticipation of my fight May 31st.
it. Now, that fight you had on Dana White's Tuesday Night Contender Series drew a lot of attention. I mean, you are a fighter many fans, like to support and really get behind and want to see get to a big major promotion. Before we get to signing with a big promotion, I first wanted to ask, why do you feel fans are so supportive of you and your journey? Is it, the thing with the handicap? Is it much more than that? They just see a great fighter that's not getting a chance? What do you think it is that galvanizes people behind you?
Look, I think initially what drew people to my story was that I'm different. I'm an underdog story, so I have the one hand, and obviously that got people's attention. But that can only take you so far. In this game, it's eat or be eaten, and you have to have the skill to back it up. And it could be like, cool, this guy's fighting with one hand, but he sucks. Like who cares? He backed up everything that I wanted to do, and I did what people thought I couldn't do. And I've been winning fights, 14-2. And at that point, I think I showed that I'm world class and I'm big fight level. I went 4-1 in WSOF, which is PFL now, which is one of the biggest leagues.
Yep.
I had a good fight with Justin Gagey, who's top 5 in the world.
Yep.
And then, I lost my fight on Contender Series, but by all accounts, it was a good fight. I was winning and striking, and I almost had the submission. It's just it came down to a few little things, and Munoz was the better man that day. So I'm not gonna make any excuses or say anything bad about that. But this is a game we play. You can't be on every day, but you can just do your best to make sure that you're as prepared as possible. And the mistakes I made that day, I will never make again. I'm more prepared than ever. And I learned a lot of lessons from that day. So don't expect to ever see that again.
Now, the fight with Munoz on the Contender Series, I mean, obviously, yeah, you lost the fight. What were your thoughts immediately after? I mean, did you feel that, like, that shut the door on eventually getting to the UFC? Or was it more just frustration? Like, I saw it as, you saw it as a setback from where you feel you eventually will be. You will get there, and this was just a frustrating bump in the road, that defeat.
Yeah, it's a bump in the road. Plenty of people lose their UFC debut and come back and be the champion, and people have lost on the Ultimate Fighter and went and become the champion. And the Contender Series is more new than that, but it's just not my night. But I know where I stand, I know what I'm capable of, and I know what's going to happen, and I'm going to be in the big show.
When you went into the fight, did you feel pressure, knowing that is one of the quickest ways to get into the UFC? Did you feel, or was it like excited because you finally got the opportunity? You have really worked a really long time to get even just a chance to make a UFC. Did you feel pressure, or was just pumped up and ready to go for that fight?
I've been training nonstop for 19 years. I started wrestling 19 years ago, and then I started doing jiu-jitsu and kickboxing 15 years ago. And I haven't taken a break. Obviously, I took a hiatus from fighting, but I didn't take a hiatus from training. I've been working my ass off for 19 years. And I miss a lot of good things. I miss a lot of friends' weddings, close friends' weddings, family events, important things in other people's lives to sacrifice for this sport. That day, it would be a disservice to myself if I put any fight on too high of a pedestal or too low of a pedestal. I felt fine going in. I was ready. I was prepared. Just,
After the fight, or before you left the ring, did you hear from UFC management? Did they talk to you at all? Like, great performance, we'll still be watching you, we'll keep an eye on you, anything like that, or you just went about your business?
Yeah, I think I hurt him pretty bad in the fight. I landed some good shots, and I had my moments, and I think they were impressed. But at the end of the day, none of that really matters. The W is what matters.
Now, since that last fight last summer, I've noticed you on social media calling out to other promotions to give you a chance as well. In the last 9 months, have you heard from organizations like Bellator, PFL, Combate Americas, One Championship, since the Contender Series fight?
Well, I mean, that's between me and my team.
Mm-hmm.
What we hear and what we have, and what we can use in the decisions that we want to make. Because I don't want to say I said no to anyone or no to a certain thing and try to make those promotions look lesser or than they are.
Mm-hmm.
But we thought the right move was to go to CES. I'm a Connecticut native, and
Mm-hmm.
Hartford is the capital of my state. And we just thought that was the best move, is to fight for CES on May 31st.
No, you've been around for 10 years now as a professional fighter. You mentioned 19 years in martial arts and mixed martial arts. Outside of World Series of Fighting, major promotions continue to shy away from you despite a proven track record as a good fighter. You have a great story to showcase the world, great talent. In short, what do you think the beef is that they have, been giving you a hard time to give you a chance?
I don't know. I don't care. I'm done complaining. And I've got leagues. It's just about making the right move. I'm gonna go fight for the league that I think is best to fight for, and I'm
Hmm.
gonna go do what's best for me, and I'm gonna go with who wants me. And I'm not gonna complain about anything. I have a good life. If fighting was taken away right now, I have a great family, a wonderful wife, and a beautiful son, and lots of really good friends, and a great gym in West Haven, Connecticut, Fighting Arts Academy, and then great teammates in Springfield, Massachusetts at their Fighting Arts Academy. And my life is just good without fighting. So for me, it's like to complain and complain is just like not my style. I'm a happy man. I'm happy, and I appreciate the opportunities that I get. And on May 31st, I'm gonna make a fucking statement.
Now you are 33, very young by normal standards, but you're entering your 10th year, like I said, in professional fighting, and at a point where age, wear and tear become a thing in professional sports. Do you continue? Do you want to continue to pursue bigger paydays, bigger opportunities in the sport going forward for many more years because you've been in 10 years, or like you just said, you can be completely happy away from fighting? Do you see yourself wanting to do this a long time and a long time longer, or is it kind of like you have a set plan, maybe 3 or 4 more years and you're out of it?
No, I'm gonna headline the big shows. I'm gonna get the big fights. It's just taking me a little longer than other people, but I know what I'm capable of. I train with the best fighters in the world, and they'll all vouch for me. I don't train at a big camp. I train at a smaller camp, but that's the way I like it. That's the way I feel. I get better. That's me. But I know where I belong, and I know what I've earned, and well, I know what I can earn, is what I'm
Hmm.
gonna say. And I know what I'm gonna do. And no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes, I'm gonna get it done.
Now talk to me about Calvin Hackney. What makes this fight interesting and a real test for you at CES 56?
It doesn't matter. It's just another body in front of me. You
Hmm.
know,
Were
he
there
shows
any?
he
Yeah.
shows up and fights and does his best and goes home sad, but would have his paycheck.
Mm.
And I go home a winner, and that's all that matters. I don't really care what the guy does. I put too much thought in the past about this guy does this and he might do that and he might do that. But like it doesn't really matter if you're a mixed martial artist and you're a real martial artist, you're ready for anything and you're prepared. Like, oh, he shoots like that. Like he's not gonna take me down. He throws this. Like he's not gonna hit me. Okay, it's not happening. And if it does, I'm gonna deal with it and I'm gonna respond properly. I'm gonna go into my muscle memory and my reactions, and I'm a dangerous man. I have knockouts, I have submissions, I've gone the distance and won. I have a lot of tools in my tool belt, and people haven't even come close to seeing them all.
Now you mentioned with CES a big part of the appeals. You're from Connecticut, fighting Hartford. Outside of the hometown thing, were there other elements?
Watched CES before, but um, it was a really well run show. They
Mhm.
get a lot of talent and a lot of guys that end up going to the big shows and doing really, really well. Um, I'm a big fan of CES, and I really have wanted to fight for them for a while, and a lot of my students fight for them. It's on UFC Fight Pass, so it's a good platform. And outside of that, um, I don't really care. To me, this fight is a huge deal, and
Mhm.
it's a big fight for everyone that lives in Connecticut, and it's a big fight for my fans because it's my first fight as a father. It's my first fight with this new responsibility I'm balancing, and I like it. I love it. I love if you want something done right, ask someone who's busy, and definitely my time is a lot more precious. But I know what I have to do, and I appreciate life a little more, and and I appreciate the little things and like what a gift it is to be alive and have this opportunity to do things I do. So I'm about to do some Donald Cerrone shit and go on a tear.
Do you, now that since you mentioned your father, how, what little things, what little changes, or maybe huge changes have you noticed in terms of how being a father now has affected you as a fighter in your career? Is it more of a desire and excitement to go out there compete? Are you thinking differently? Like it's not about me. It's about somebody else. Like what are the changes you've noticed as being a father? Because that's a humongous change in any man's life.
Yeah, I'm just I'm just ready to do this. I'm ready to put on a show, and I'm ready to win this fight. But as a father, I mean, I'm still as motivated as ever. I've always been motivated. It
Mm.
doesn't change anything. I've always worked hard. It's just I just got the realest kid in the game, and he's just cool. He makes me proud, proud to be a father, and he makes me happy as a human. So I'm going into this fight in a better place um, than I've ever been, and it feels fantastic.
You mentioned Donald Cerrone. Do you foresee yourself, you're gonna have your kid at the fight with the big headphones on or any of that stuff?
I No, I'm not gonna bring my kid to the fight. He's gonna stay home and go to sleep at 7:30 like he's supposed. Um,